the snooker. This is a first round match, one between James Wattana and Jimmy Michie. A first rounder to decide who goes into the next round, and of course the winner of this will play Nigel Bond, last year's runner-up. James Wattana dropping down the rankings a bit. He was in the semi-final here in '93. Great match, 16-8 against Jimmy White. As for Jimmy Michie from Pontefract, well, he's a newcomer. That's the man who arrived in style in the car that was about half a mile long. And his best performance, the quarter-finals of the Skoda Grand Prix. And then on the way to the Crucible, knocked out Andy Hicks, who was a semi-finalist last year. Nobody wanted to meet Andy Hicks, and Jimmy Michie took over. Well, after their first session, this was the score. It was 4-5. Jimmy Michie doing very well indeed. As they came out for their final session today, James Wattana took the first one to go all square. So 5-all between Wattana and Michie. Frame 11, Jimmy Michie to break off. Martin Webb standing there in charge, and in the commentary box, John Spencer and Clive Everton.
Well, that's another mistake from Jimmy. Might pay a little bit more than he did in the earlier frame. James might have got his confidence together now. And that's the difference when you've had time to settle in. Now, it doesn't look as though the black will spot. James will be hoping it doesn't. It doesn't, so up on the blue spot.
Nine.
James Wattana has reached only one quarter-final and 4 last 16s in the season's 9 previous world ranking events. A disappointing return for a player who started the season ranked number 5.
16. $17. $24. $25.
Yes, could have gone into the pack there. Well, I think quite rightly played for the open red. Leave an angle now on the black to go into the pack.
33.
Well, the way he's played that, he's either got a plant or the red just below the pink will go. No, it appears it's the 2 reds.
$40. James Wattana.
Well, that's a bad mistake.
that is 2 in its way. Should have been better on the black than this, although he should still get it.
Yes, but the usual thing when you run out of position like that, the next shot becomes more difficult. It doesn't look as though Jimmy can get to the red he played for, the one to the right of the pink, so he's now looking at a possibility of a plant.
It's not set flush on, but not far off. It can be made, but he'd better get it.
Well, of course, the one advantage with this shot, Jimmy will be screwing back to baulk. Unfortunately, he's done too good a job screwing back to baulk. So now has to try and roll up to the brown, and this isn't a simple one.
9, Jimmy Michie.
Terrible mistake by Jimmy, that.
One.
Mickey should have won the first frame, and he's just failed to convert a good chance in this one. Wattana was certainly shaky early this afternoon, but he's gradually picking up confidence.
8.
Yes, and
Nine.
the shot where Jimmy tried to roll up behind the brown, it was always going to be difficult to get the snooker on all the colours, but he certainly should have covered the right half of the table.
Fifteen. 16.
'So just one more red and black
26.
required.
24.
And it's amazing, Clive, what that little bit of confidence can do. Doesn't look the same player that played the first frame.
It was very reassuring in its way
31.
to win the first frame, having played so badly. He has played better in this one.
32.
He's only made one mistake. If he starts to play really well, he could run away with this match.
38. 39. 45. 46. 46 in the frame. James Wattana.
Well, but much too late to matter. James Wattana wins the first 2 frames of the day to lead by 6 frames to 5.
Yeah, he's having a good afternoon because he's taken the next two as well, 7-5, then 8-5. And I can tell you that all the people watching in Thailand, and when I mean all, I'm talking about 30 million. They've all tuned on. It's going live here this afternoon. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning there. The green curry will be going down well. Their boy is 8-5 up. And if they're watching now, they'll see what happens in frame 14. It's in progress, but their lad Wattana is just behind by 13 points.
Well, John, you've been advising James Wattana this year. Why do you think he's missing so many long balls?
That's the reason, Clive. I'm advising him.
1.
Won't spot on the black, of course. It goes down on the brown.
6.
Having said that, pink is available, so that could help Jimmy some stage here.
7. Thirty. 14.
Chance to open the bunch and stay on red to middle with certainty.
Yes, and couldn't have spread them any better.
20.
'Well, I can't believe the shot he played there.
26.
As Clive said a little while ago, the red was spread, didn't need to go into the pack.
Jimmy Michie.
And although I suppose it's unfortunate that red's gone over the corner pocket, it was all his own making. He could have put a frame-winning break together with the open reds.
1.
Meanwhile, I think James has let him off the hook there. Looks a little straight on this green.
One. James Wattana. Foul. James Wattana, 4.
Missed it by a whisker.
Yes, and couldn't have finished in a worse position for Jimmy.
Yes, if he'd made the escape and hit the red that he was playing on about half ball, he might well have left everything safe.
One.
Can James get through to the black? It doesn't look like it. So that's a let-off.
Green ball. One. James Wattana. Quiet, please.
That green over the corner pocket, making the safety exchanges much easier.
The curtain rises in the middle of the arena. The session on the other table having finished. That's a bonus for the spectators who've paid for their seats to watch the other match.
And this time Jimmy has to be careful he doesn't cannon the one red onto the other and knock the green in.
Foul. James Wattana, 4.
Well, I was rather surprised he didn't take more care over that.
One.
Well, again, a poor shot from James. Having to take a long yellow on.
Almost every
One.
ball
James
that he's taken on from distance like that, potting to his left, he's overcut it.
One. Four. Four. Jimmy Michie.
Yes, well, the way Jimmy played for that red, I thought it was an easy pot, but it was never going to be simple. So again, another chance for James to get back into the frame.
One.
Jimmy Michie beat Andy Hicks, a semi-finalist here last year in the last round of qualifying. But he didn't beat him playing like this.
8. Nine.
Meanwhile, he's 23 points in front. And I think he will get another visit to the table. Those 2 reds near the right-hand cushion going to cause James a bit of a problem.
16. $23. $23. James Wattana.
Well, back into the frame. But this is still very scrappy stuff from Wattana. Don't put your money on him for the title on this performance.
Yes, he hit that one 100 mile an hour, and I don't know why. I suppose you have to say he's been a bit fortunate not to leave Jimmy anything easier. Having said that, he made that look easy. Hasn't quite got the angle on the pink, so he's going to leave a rather difficult.
Six.
Well, this is possible, but these are not easy. Sort of a blind pocket.
7.
So just yellow and green now required.
13. $15.
Not too bad. He can hit the centre of the cue ball. But it was a very
15.
bad shot to
Jimmy Michie.
develop the brown when he didn't need it.
Yes, now many times I've seen Jimmy do that today. Just run out of position at the vital time.
3.
Well, not much chance of getting on the brown there. Didn't have the angle, so I think the white should be somewhere down behind the black.
$3. James Wattana.
Mickey only needs the brown.
Yes, will he be tempted here? I don't think he should be. Brown should be in the middle of the bolt cushion. What a great pot. So still feeling very confident.
A flamboyant finish to the 14th frame by Jimmy Michie. One he needed to win to get back into the match. James Wattana still leads though by 8 frames to 6.
Yeah, it was a scrappy old start to the next one, that's frame 15, but then Wattana got the Q arm going, popped in a very nice break of 60 to go one away from victory. Remember, this is a first rounder at 9-6. And he's ahead here in the next, number 16.
One. Seven. Eight.
And again, Jimmy just running out of position. Wrong side of the blue. So have to go in and out of baulk. This time he's managed that to perfection.
13. 14. 19.
Now needs to get past the blue when potting this red.
20.
He's managed that. Red above the black will pot into the right corner. Where's the white going?
26.
In potting that red, he developed another.
Now important to get an angle on the pink
32.
to go into those 3 reds, and that's just about perfect.
$38. 39.
So 22 points in front, and quite a bit of work to do yet to win the frame.
42.
a good shot. I think he
48.
deserved a better outcome.
Well, is he thinking of playing the cut with the long tackle?
Well, I certainly wouldn't be surprised once he gets the bit between his teeth. It is a pretty fine cut, this.
Well, the first thing you've got to do is make sure the cue stays in the extension. You don't want it flying off.
Yes, very thin cut, and as you can see, powered it in, and hasn't done himself any harm at all by knocking the yellow and green in safe positions. 30 points in front. Brown to follow, so James is going to virtually need the lot.
Jimmy Michie 49, James Wattana 4.
Deep screw intended, but ended up chipping the cue ball almost into his chair. After that foul, Wattana has put Michie in again. And a good thin safety from that tricky red.
Yes, that was a lot better shot than it looked. Those are probably the most difficult shots. But James is now finishing with one more difficult, being near that ball cushion. Well, that was a great shot. Played the double kiss. I certainly didn't think of it.
Well, this frame far from devoid of incident, but I don't know what Michie was trying to do there. Wasn't easy, that red. Michie still 26 in front in the frame he needs to save the match.
extra. Yes, a great shot there to hit the red. As you can see, he swerved it some distance. The bonus, of course, to pot it. And finished nicely on the pink, so now just this one red required to leave James needing snookers.
Seven, Jimmy Michie.
And still it continues. I would say one thing for sure, Clive, this has got to be the scrappiest frame of the tournament shot so far.
There are plenty of candidates from this match. The second scrappiest. Although it has had its moments in terms of entertainment. Tricky snooker to hit here from the baulk cushion because the brown appears to be in the way of playing with left-hand side.
Yes, and pretty important that Jimmy hits this, because if he does hit it, it means James needs at least a pink or black off the red to win the frame.
Very good shot. He had to hit that direct. That was the only way.
Jimmy Michie 4.
To lead by 37 with only 35 on the table. So the auctionman looks like pulling a frame back. Now that he's potted the red, too many snookers required by Wattana, that's for sure.
One on the frame, Jimmy Michie.
Jimmy Michie wins the frame to stay in the match, but James Wattana still leads by 9 frames to 7. 2 up, 3 to play.
Or to make it simple, James needs 1 to get into the second round. Well, in the next, Jimmy Michie had a good start, a break of 38. Wattana came back, and it's Wattana at the table. There's the score, and he's down to the green.
Good length from Wattana. Michie can't stay on the brown from there. Green, therefore, not worth attempting.
This time it looks as though it's a snooker. And James Wattana just seems to be having the edge in the safety boat on the green here. Won't have much control over this. But he'll be happy with that.
Went for the double. Safe if he missed. Would have been on the brown if he'd got it.
Well, that shot now pushed the pink out into the open, so it really does look like green ball game.
Wattana can get through to green. But his long game is nowhere today.
Well, what a great pot there from Jimmy, but certainly didn't look on. There you can see it from tight against the side cushion, but he's hit it too well. So needs another. Well, it would be an extremely good shot to pot the brown and get on the blue, so he may elect to play safe here. Don't think this is the time to be taking chances.
Three, Jimmy Michie.
Well, what was the point of that? Because he wouldn't have been on the blue.
Yes, I think that is sort of lack of experience. The 4 points wouldn't have made any difference to the game. Well, it looks like James is, well, he decided, I think, to play a safety shot. He was looking at one stage about playing the cut into the right and centre.
Went for game and match there, to the corner. He's come out well.
Yes, I think he's been working up your philosophy, Clive. If he goes for enough, he must get one eventually.